Hello everybody, this is Zach Moore aka BlueSpartan107 here, bringing you the first of many Skyrim builds I'm going to be doing. This is just a little thing I felt like doing since I can record my Skyrim gameplay off my computer, and because I want to get this channel up and running even better than it was before, because doing just lists and reviews isn't really going to cut it. So, the reason why I'm doing these Skyrim builds is because I've actually been writing a Skyrim fanfic known as Skyrim Destiny of the Dragonborn. And I wanted to kind of show off some of the characters that pop in here. I mean, because there's 5 main characters, and all 5 of them are connected to the Dragonborn / the Dragonborn. And they all, of course possess the shouts. However, there are a bunch of side characters that pop up both in the novel itself and in some of the future novels I have planned, so I'm just going to go over all those characters and show them off and, essentially give away specific details about the way that they are built. And today's little class we're going to be going over is the Hunter character. The origin of the Hunter is actually a bit unknown. People know that he's been walking all around Skyrim for close to maybe around 40 years, and he is, well, by definition, definitely a hunter, not just of animals, but of men and myrrh. He goes after who he believes are potential enemies to his homeland. That includes the Imperial Legion, the Stormcloaks, the Thalmor, and then later the Dragons. In the book, he's actually chasing someone else who he believes is a potential threat to his homeland, and that'll be a character build for another day. But the Hunter himself is a stealth-oriented build. You could use it as an assassin build as well, and it's actually been based off of Connor from Assassin's Creed 3, so nearby the end of the video you're going to actually be seeing gameplay footage of the Hunter dressed up as Connor. Just as a little joke. So, but anyway, so to go over it, the Hunter uses, for his armor, he wears the Savior's Hide with a combination of the boots and gauntlets of the old gods. I had to actually console command them because I did the quest, but I ended up killing all the miners on accident, so I ended up getting the Silver Blood ring instead, so I had to use console commands to get them, and that was pretty upsetting. Now, in the book, the mask he wears is Otar, but for gameplay wise, I would recommend you use Croesus. It gives him the bonuses in archery and alchemy, and I think it was either light armor or sneak. Yeah, it'll give him those bonuses, which will help him out really well against some of his enemies. He also wears Kind's token, and pretty much any ring that you can give him that would give him any beneficiary abilities to archery, sneak, or perhaps one-handed, since those are his skills. His weapons are actually going to be the Dwarven Bow, the Dwarven War Axe, and Vold's Lucky Dagger. Now, in the gameplay, you're likely seeing Vold's Lucky Dagger as a small black knife. That's because I'm using the Uniques mod, which makes the weapons look, well, unique compared to, the original unique weapons, since they were just all textures of regular weapons, and the guy that made the mod was just pretty much pissed off about that. Yeah. So, going on, however, to perks and everything. Now, with the Hunter, most of his perks are in the stealth category, so when you first exit Helgen, you can easily put on the Thief Stone in order to get some of these abilities up. However, I later put on a Lover Stone, so that way I could just upgrade all the abilities a bit faster, though not as fast as regular Thief or Warrior or anything like that. But let's go ahead and just start it off. With one-handed, you pretty much fill up the whole top row. You also have to fill up the Dual Flurry and Dual Savagery, and then go for the one perk that makes your axe attacks do bleeding damage, because he will use his War Axe when confronted in combat. For the archery perk, just fill that whole thing right up. He'll use everything: the critical shots, the steady hand, even the hunter's discipline where he picks up more arrows. He will collect as many arrows as he can possibly use, and he will use them on the enemies. If you give him like an army of 1,000 and you just give him 1,000 of each kind of arrows, he will fall those armies with all those arrows. And he's just a pretty cool character when it comes to that. I think light armor is after that. Yeah, for light armor, just fill up everything. Just don't put in the match and set perk, because his armor is far from a match and set. You don't really need that. So, plus, right, smithing, I also forgot to mention. With smithing, he actually would just fill up the light armor section, and probably also fill up the, you'll probably want to go for the arcane smithing. No, you have to go for the arcane smithing, I mean, in order to get the, Savior's Hide and the boots and gauntlets of the old gods and Croesus / Otar filled up. Then you also should just fill up everything on sneak except for backstab. He's not really going to use backstab. You probably also don't want to pick Shadow Warrior like I did. That's kind of I didn't exactly know what the deal was with that perk that a lot of people didn't like, and I tested it out for myself, and I'm like, yeah, okay, now I see why people don't really like this perk. But you guys don't. You can use it if you want. You don't need to. I used it because I didn't know much about it. But just you can always alter these builds a bit, but just keep it to the original context, and it'll be fine. Then he also uses alchemy, which is mainly to make poisons and potions of healing and stamina, so that way he can go up against enemies and just constantly barrage them with power attacks from one-handed weapons, and then he can just refill his health bar and stamina every time he loses some. And for poisons, you just definitely want to make any poison you can, so that way you can either limit the enemy's health, make them lose magicka, drain their stamina, do whatever you want. All of them will work. You might as well not make the weaknesses to fire, frost, lightning unless you're going to use an enchanted bow. But the hunter, in my story, he always just uses the dwarven bow, which is his personal favorite. He's got a weird obsession with dwarven technology and weaponry, so he uses those most of the time against his enemies. It's one of his favorite things, so that's why he uses those in my story. And I believe that should be it for the whole thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just coming up with this right off the fly. I had no scripts or anything, so if you guys if you guys want me to try writing actual scripts for these, because I'm just going straight through it, then I will do that for next week's build, which will be hinted at towards the end. Anyways, if you guys have any other questions about the hunter character himself, you can always ask in the comments. You can like this video if you enjoyed it, and if you will, be using this build or know of someone else who can use that build, you can go ahead and share it or something. Subscribe for future builds, and you can also look up this similar build that I noticed before I ended up working on the build, that I will be putting down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been BlueSpartan107. I will see you guys next week with another build, probably next Saturday, just like I'm doing today. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you later. Peace.